No big country this time. We're out behind Phil Poirier's house in Farmington. Phil was one of the founders of the Maine Outdoor Adventure Club, who now teaches at UMaine Farmington.
This is about as level as you get on this property right here.
All right. Phil begins the process by sticking an 8-foot pole in the ground and attaching a rope.
And so we're taking this and tying it to the pole,
Yeah.
and then we'll just figure out whatever we want. In this case, we're going to do a 6-foot radius, which makes it a 12-foot diameter snow cave. And by the time we carve out the inside, because we want 2-foot walls at the bottom, it'll be an 8-foot diameter.
The snow cave that we are building is called a Quinzhee. Although an ancient dwelling, Quinzhee is a relatively new word to the English language. They used to just be called snow caves or snow dwellings because of their simple construction. You pile up snow about 8 feet high and let it set. Our angle of repose will be affected by the angle of repose.
There's a certain thing called an angle of repose. When you pile anything, it has a tendency, whether it's sugar, dirt, whatever, has a natural tendency to fall on a certain angle, and that's the angle of repose.
I know it's hard to believe, but photographer Kirk Cratty and I had work to do before we started this day, so we got a late start on our Quinzhee. After piling the snow, we took a brief snowshoe out along a nearby stream, giving our snow pile a chance to set up and harden. It's a pretty piece of country, but we got work to do, and the day is getting late.
And you always have somebody helping you to dig out. You never do this stuff by yourself.
Normally, you would let the snow set for a few hours. We're back after about an hour and a half because the sun is setting. Phil starts digging. He's looking for that pole, and as he cleans out, using a small shovel and his hands, he tosses the snow to me at the mouth of the Quinzhee. Phil leaves walls that are approximately 2 feet thick at the bottom, and as he works his way out, narrows them to about a foot thick at the top. Normally, he would be using light through the snow as a guide, but we're fast running out of daylight. Pretty soon, he pronounces our Quinzhee fit for habitation.
Yeah, I think you can come down a bit on the platform, because you see we're up about a good 2 feet, probably closer to, I mean, that'll just give you more space at the bottom.
We light a campfire and a gas stove on which to cook dinner. As I wait for the water to boil, I nip at the opened backpack meals. I can't tell the difference between the spaghetti and the chili, but both taste good. Soon we pour the water into the bags. They will steep for 5 minutes, and dinner can be served. Plus, we're also thinking about dessert. I got raspberry crumble for dessert. Ooh, baby. Huh? It looks pretty good right now. It was Phil who invented the concept of double radiation 10 years ago. I had said what a great picture fire at night makes on TV. He said that makes sense because humans have stared at fire for 200,000 years or so and stared at TV for the last 50. You give them double radiation and you got a winner. How appropriate that Phil would become an adjunct professor at Farmington, part of the Outdoor Recreation Business Administration program.
I mean, I think a lot of people kind of go into outdoor business without any background in business, in true business, and I think this program does give you a solid grounding in that.
You can only stare at double radiation so long. Soon it's time for photographer Kirk and I to hit the hay, or, in this case, the ice. It makes you think of the olden days, you know? I mean, imagine being on a hunting trip and having to construct one of these, and you drag an elk in here or something for dinner. That's real man stuff, you know. There was no real man stuff for me. I warmed up pretty nicely. My biggest problem was the angle of repose. My head was so far above my feet. It seems we didn't get the floor of our Quinzhee quite level. My sleep would be broken, and Kirk and I both reported outrageously vivid dreams. No complaints, because at least I was warm. I really kind of got it going. I got Phil's 15 below bag, and I've got my old Army bag draped over me that I bought at a surplus store, it's good to about 20 below. So I should be good to about 80 below tonight. But what is it in here? It's 30?
It's 30 degrees in here.
It's pleasant.
It's 12 degrees outside.
12 outside. Mm-hmm. No, it's pleasant. This is good.
Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Kirk. In the morning, we didn't mess around. We got up and continued our yak hunt, which actually meant a walk up to Phil's house for morning coffee. Our night in a Quinzhee was kind of neat and certainly very memorable.